What's going on, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Kicking It with Crowder. Guys, this is episode 98. It is brought to you by Greer Home Solutions. So if you need any renovations around the house, anything at all that you've been, putting off for a while now, Greer Home Solutions, they also do financing. So if you have any questions at all, please reach out to them. Their page, I share their page out, Greer Home Solutions, a lot, so you can check their page out on Facebook. All their contact information is there as well. So, Kicking It with Crowder, guys, episode 98. We're really close to 100. Going into now week 3 of the college football season, NFL week 2. Had a crazy first week of the NFL. And, just some major upsets in college as well. Jacksonville State taking down Florida State in just an unreal finish. We'll talk a little bit about that later on. And, guys, I'm excited to bring you all another show tonight. Be sure to hit that like button down below. Hit that subscribe button. Be sure, guys, to share this out so more people can see it. And let's get this ball rolling. Like the page. Like the post. Like my page. Like the post, guys, okay? So we'll let a couple people join real quick, and then we'll get started. All right, guys? Thank you so much. And also, if you join in on the live, I just want to make sure that you guys can hear me. I do have a microphone hooked up to my cell phone. Just want to make sure that my sound is working. So we'll give you just get on here, and then we'll be good to go. All right. All right, guys. So, hey, I just want to make sure you can hear me. If you're on here, we do have someone on the live. Just make sure you let me know down below if you can hear me, guys. All right. So, give me 1 second. And Kicking It with Crowder begins in 3, 2, 1. And what's going on, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Kicking It with Crowder. This episode is powered by Greer Home Solutions. If you need any remodeling done around your house, just haven't had the time to get around to it, don't want to do it yourself, call Jacob Greer at Greer Home Solutions. He will make sure to take good care of you, and you'll be very happy with the work he does. So if you have any other questions about that, please contact me. I will get you in touch with Greer Home Solutions. So I just want to a big week from the NFL. I went 10-6 on my picks in the NFL. I just do straight up picks in the NFL. I do against the spread picks in college. So went 10-6 last week picking the games. We'll go over those picks I had. Also pick the new games for this next week as well. And just a bunch of crazy games. It started off with Tampa Bay and Dallas on Thursday night, and then it ended with Las Vegas and Baltimore in the Death Star on Monday Night Football. 15 million people tuned in to watch that one. So I'm really excited to see the NFL games this week. 9 underdogs won outright, guys. 9 underdogs won outright last week, and 12 covered the spread, the most since 1982. So college football also had some big upsets. Oregon went on the road and beat Ohio State. They have now jumped up to the number 4 spot after beating the top 5 Ohio State team. And then I already mentioned this a little bit earlier, guys. Jacksonville State goes in to Doak Campbell Stadium and defeats the Florida State Seminoles. Just cannot happen. Unreal. Especially Florida State had the really good game with Notre Dame the other day, and then they just go out there and they lay an egg. And they were up by 2 scores late in that ball game, and they kind of let Jacksonville State, stay in it. And, a 3rd and 1, they did not convert, and they had to punt, and 6 seconds left on the ball, on the clock, and the Florida State player just doesn't make the tackle. I don't know what was going on. At this point, you just want the season to hurry up and wrap up and get this 2022 class signed and enrolled as quickly as possible. that's kind of where I'm at. Yes, Florida State can still, compete in the ACC, but at this point, with a loss to Notre Dame, a loss to Jacksonville State, doesn't look like, they're going to be competing for any championships in the ACC, but we'll see. Tough loss. We just have to get Travis Hunter. You have to get Travis Hunter enrolled at Florida State at the campus. This guy is a game changer. He's a Jalen Ramsey. He's a Jalen Ramsey guy on defense, and he's a AJ Brown on offense. I mean, the guy is unreal. He is like, that. I don't even know what he's going to play in college. I would put him at corner, but I'd probably have a couple packages for him to play some wide receiver. So we just got to get him on campus, signed at Florida State. You're right, Glenn. They do suck. They do suck right now. But at the end of the day, it is Florida State. You can win there. They just have to be able to get the right guys in the program. Travis Hunter, if you haven't looked him up, Glenn, look him up. The guy is unreal. So enough with that garbage. Florida State loss. Okay, let's move on. And then Ohio State, that was a shocker. Oregon going into Ohio State and beating the Buckeyes. Seems like Ohio State's overrated every single year, and this year's no different. But I will say, if you're going to lose, you'd rather lose early. So we'll see how they respond. Oregon now jumps up to, I don't know why they weren't in prevent. I don't know why he didn't, pass it. At that point, just tackle the guy. Don't let him even catch the football. Pass interfere. And he is unreal, Glenn. I'm telling you. Look him up. Look him up. He's a good ball player. Don't act like Florida State hasn't had unreal players before, but right now they're not very good. But Travis Hunter, he's the real deal. He is the truth. I'm telling you. But huge games this weekend include Alabama heading down to Gainesville. The Florida Gators will look to defeat Alabama for the first time since 2008. Yes, Florida has lost 7 straight times to Alabama. We'll see if this weekend is any different. And then also Auburn heads up to Happy Valley in Pennsylvania, and that is going to be an electric atmosphere. 7:30 kickoff. It will be a whiteout, so I'm interested to see how Auburn responds going into that atmosphere. How Bo Nix is going to play. We need that. Auburn needs that Bo Nix that went in and beat Alabama and beat Oregon on the road in 2019. So, or at a neutral site, but still on the road. Wasn't in Auburn. It's going to be a big game. Auburn's getting points, so 5.5, 6 points depending on where you get it. I think that I'm definitely going Auburn on the points. Okay, let's just be. I'm being honest there. They can win that game very easily. It'd be a great money line bet. Glenn, in the chat likes Auburn big. First time ever in Happy Valley. I think it's going to be pretty close, Glenn. I could see Auburn winning this football game. But, at the end of the day, Penn State has played a game that mattered. They played Wisconsin. Auburn has played 2 Laffords and scored 60 points, haven't given up anything. So, that means something to me. That means something to me that they played Wisconsin, a team that was highly rated, and they've already been in that type of battle. So, we'll see what happens there. Number 10, and they go to number 10, Penn State. So Penn State's number 10, Auburn's number 22, and then UGA. UGA takes on South Carolina in Athens, and this game they are 31-point favorites. Are you kidding me? 31-point favorites against South Carolina. I just think that is far too many points. I know UGA's defense is very good, and I'm sure that Georgia is going to win by 3-4 touchdowns, but 31.5, not sure about that. Remember, 2 years ago, South Carolina beat UGA in double overtime, when Jake Fromm in his last season. So big weekend of college football, big weekend of the NFL. Going to be a great weekend, guys. I'm super excited. Can't wait to preview it. And I just wanted to take a second to recognize my sponsors as well. So Greer Home Solutions, Ivy Park Sports Bar and Grill, F&M Cigars, and Crazy Daisy and Inc. So big shout out to you guys. Don't forget to comment. Don't forget to like down below. Don't forget to share this page out somewhere people can see it, guys. I'm also on Twitter. I'm on Spotify, Apple, all that good stuff. Twitter, guys, YouTube. So be sure to check me out. And I'm gonna go grab some water real quick. And when I get back, we'll kind of talk about these games. I'll make my picks real quick, and we'll get out of here. Give me 1 second, guys. Sorry about that, guys. All right. Let's see. All right, Glenn, sorry about that, man. I gotta go to the bathroom, get some water real quick. All right, so where we left off, we talked about our sponsors. I want to talk a little bit about this Alabama-Florida game. Alabama, of course, 2-0, Florida 2-0. Florida's situation right now with the quarterback is very interesting. Anthony Richardson versus Emory Jones. So Emory Jones was a really highly touted guy, Dan Mullen's first kind of quarterback recruit. Florida's first, first quarterback recruit under Dan Mullen. Turn this on. And he's a guy who many thought he was going to take this position, take it and run with it, after Kyle Trask. Anthony Richardson was a 4-star guy in 2020. You're right, Eddie, and a lot of people liked him. I don't think that many people thought he was this good. I mean, he is a ball player. You look at what he did last week. I mean, he touches the ball, good things are going to happen. He's a big body. Wears number 15 at Florida, of course, a la Tim Tebow. So I'm interested to see what he's able to do against this Alabama defense this week. And Will Anderson, I believe he's able to play. If he does not play for Alabama, that is a huge miss. They are already missing an outside linebacker who's out for the season, who got hurt in the opener. And, at the end of the day, Alabama's going to score points, but can they stop this Florida team? And then the 14, 15 points that you're getting is a lot. I mean, that's a lot of points. when Florida only lost to Alabama by like 6 points last year. I think they were 2 touchdown underdogs last year, but they ended up, losing by 6, 8 points. I can't remember exactly what it was, but Bryce Young, he is my kind of leader in the clubhouse right now for the Heisman Trophy. He is that good of a player, and at Alabama, you're going to be, 11-1, 12-0 at the end of the season, and Bryce Young has all the opportunity to go out there and win the Heisman Trophy. I truly believe that, but he's going to be matched up against the Florida defense, who, yes, they do have some guys coming back from last year. They also have a couple first-round picks on that defense, but I just think when they match up with Alabama, they don't. What's up, Charlie? They do not match up. They do not match up that great versus Alabama, but I think they're going to compete. I think they're going to go out there. Anthony Richardson's going to have a good game. And I think Florida keeps it close, 10 points or so, touchdown, 10 points. But I'm still rolling with the Alabama Crimson Tide in this one. I just think that they're too talented, they're too deep, and Nick Saban's going to go in there to Gainesville, and he's going to get the job done. That's just what I truly believe will happen. 31-20, 31-21, something like that. But that's my kind of breakdown on that game. Charlie, getting the cons thrown off. No, man, you didn't throw me off. Auburn over Penn State. I definitely, that was my next, that was the next thing I was about to talk about. I just talked about Auburn with the points. Super love Auburn plus 6 points. Like, do not get me wrong. Take Penn State. I'm sorry, take Auburn plus 6, plus 5.5, wherever you get them at. But it's a toss-up for me. It really is a toss-up for me in this game, just going into that atmosphere. And also, Penn State's been in a game with Wisconsin, and Auburn's been in 2 laughers. So I just think that at the end of the day, this is a toss-up for me. I really don't know who wins. I mean, it could go either way. I truly believe that. But I will take the SEC. I will take Penn State on that one. By a field goal, 31-28, whatever it is, 34-31. I like Auburn in this one. Tank Bigsby, he's the matchup problem for me versus Penn State team who has some injuries at the linebacker core. Bo Nix, can Bo Nix go in to Happy Valley like he went into Texas and beat a really good Oregon team his freshman year? Can he go do that? I'm not sure. He has looked better so far, but it's been against weaker competition. At the end of the day, he has that tank back there in the backfield with him in Tank Bigsby. And Tank Bigsby is going to put up numbers. Look for 100 yards, 2 touchdowns, couple catches out of the backfield. He's that type of player, and Brian Harsin's going to find ways to get him the football. And then, defensively, yes, Auburn does have a couple guys who are coming back from last year, Zachary Popo and Smoke Monday. So those 3 guys are all leaders of that defense, and all 3 of them are going to have to show up against this Penn State offense and led by Sean Clifford. And it's going to be a great game. James Franklin gets that SEC juices, his SEC juices going again since he was at Vanderbilt years ago. So I think it's going to be a fabulous matchup, and we'll see what happens. I'll take Auburn by a field goal. Definitely Auburn with the points. If you're sketched out about this one, about betting with it, at the end of the day, I think Auburn plus 6 is the way to go betting wise. But if you like them on the money line, take them. All right. So I want to sit here and talk about UGA. UGA demolished UAB, the same UAB team who beat Jacksonville State 31-0. Jacksonville State, of course, beat Florida State. So just kind of unreal right there. Florida State's not very good, but Georgia is very good. They just demolish. I mean, UAB, I'm sorry, like, you went out there and you competed, and I can't really take anything from you, but Georgia punched y'all right in the mouth. Jordan Davis, I saw him track down one of the quarterbacks from UAB. He's probably still having nightmares about that 6'5", 360-pound dude running after him and catching him. He's probably still having nightmares about that watching the film. Jordan Davis is solidifying himself as a first-round draft pick. If he keeps playing like this, he'll go top 15, top 20. So I really like what you see from Jordan Davis. Nakobe Dean is just like so smart back there in his third year now in the defensive system. Lanning has done a great job with him, getting him ready to play. And then the Georgia front seven is just unreal. The Georgia front seven is really the difference maker for me for this UGA team versus South Carolina. Now 31.5 points. That is a little rich for my taking. I don't know if I can go out there and pick Georgia to win by 31.5, which would mean they basically have to win by 32 points. I'm not sure about that one. I really do not. I think that Georgia wins by like 24, 27, but 32 is that's asking a lot from this Georgia team, who's probably, if they're up big in the third quarter, they may try to get some of these other guys snaps and get out of there healthy. So Stetson Bennett played amazing last week versus UAB. Before the game, I had said, he really wasn't an FBS starter, more of an FCS type of guy. At the end of the day, I'm sorry, Stetson Bennett. I went out there and I said some dumb stuff. He can play football at a high level in an FBS conference. I just don't think he is, a starter at Georgia that can win him a national championship. I think he's a good player. A school like Georgia Southern or something like that, I think he can thrive in. He can be a great player in. But University of Georgia, I just don't know if he's that type of player. JT Daniels, this is his team. So I don't think there's a quarterback controversy per se, but I like Stetson Bennett as a football player, what he does as a scout team, coming back to Georgia, getting a scholarship, earning a scholarship, and the mailman delivered this past week with 4 or 5 touchdown passes, and I really want to see Georgia go out there and maybe Stetson Bennett does play, but if not, JT Daniels will be ready. They have the four-headed monster at the rushing attack, and then they're starting to find some receivers making some big plays. Pickens is coming back right around the corner, so I like UGA in that one, but just by 27, something like that, not 32. I mean, that's a lot of points. They may be up 35 at halftime. FSU's a high school team. James Franklin to USC, and then that's another thing. Clay Helton, guys, was fired from USC this past Monday, so they lost to Stanford. Boom, Clay Helton's out, and they have a bunch of. They had a really good recruiting class. I don't know if they're going to be able to keep that together. Michael Williams, of course, right here from Carver, here in Columbus. He is committed to USC right now, but we'll see what happens if he's going to stay committed or not. So I want to go over my Kicking It with Crowder top 10 guys, and this is my top 10 rankings. Just kind of what I see right now. I have Bama at number 1, UGA at number 2, Oregon all the way up to number 3. I got Iowa at 4. I got them jumping up a bunch of spots after their significant win versus Iowa State. And I just want to see more from Oklahoma, so I have Oklahoma drop down to number 5, Cincinnati at 6, Texas A&M at 7 after that really close game with Colorado, Clemson at 8, Penn State at 9, UCLA at 10. I think UCLA has a chance to be one of those Pac-12 teams that could make a run. Them or Oregon, whoever wins that football game when they play off, if they're both undefeated, they play mid-October, so we'll see what happens there. But that's my top 10. And that's my top 10, Eddie. I know Oklahoma is at 3 in the AP top 10, but that's my ranking. I had Oklahoma at 5, and I had UCLA at 10. So UCLA, I think, is like 13 in the real poll. I have them at 10. I just kind of went a little different on some of my rankings. You know, it's not too far off, but what's up, Ray? Thanks for watching, man. But, you know, I ended up just making my own top 10. Uh-oh. Drop my cards. All right. So I want to talk about my picks from last week, guys. So if I can find it, there it is. All right. So my picks from last week, guys. I had South Carolina -2 over ECU. They cover by barely, 20-17. I had Liberty -3.5 over Troy. They win by, I think, a touchdown to 10 points or so. They cover. NC State -2.5. I had them over Mississippi State. I lost that one. That was not a good one. And then I had Texas over Arkansas covering the 6.5. We all know how that one went down. So that put me at 2-2. And then, guys, I had Oregon +15 over Ohio State. So I won that one as well. So went 3-2. Had another positive week. I am now 12-7-1 heading into this week. So I want to get into my picks right now. I have Northwestern. This is like my favorite pick of the weekend. I really like this game a lot. I don't think Duke's a very good football team. They had trouble with Charlotte. They also had trouble this past week with North Carolina A&T. So I'm going Northwestern -2.5. Take them all day. Put a bunch of money on them. Cincinnati -3.5. I have Cincinnati -3.5 over an Indiana team. Yeah, Indiana's good. They're in the Big Ten, but I like their quarterback in this one and their coach, Luke Fickell. So I have Cincinnati -3.5. South Carolina, guys, +31.5 over Georgia. I told you all that pick earlier. I'm sticking with that one. Florida +15.5 over Bama, so I am taking the Florida Gators as much as it pains me to do. I'll take them in the spread. I'm definitely taking Alabama in the game just by about, touchdown, 10 points. That's kind of how I have. That one going. Florida, like I said, 15.5 over Bama. Auburn +6 over Penn State. So I have Northwestern -2.5 over Duke. Cincy -3.5 over Indiana. South Carolina +31.5 over UGA. Florida +15.5 over Bama. And Auburn +6 over Penn State. Those are my picks this week. We'll see how it goes. Like I said, I also picked NFL last week, going 10-6, guys. Let me see if I can find those picks. Okay. So I'll go over last week's picks real quick. Then I'll go over my NFL picks this week, and then we'll get on out of here. All right. So last week I had the Bucks. They won. I had I'll name the games I won. I had the Bucks, Panthers, Texans over the Jags. Then I also had the Seahawks over the Colts, Bengals over the Vikings, 49ers over the Lions, Chiefs over Browns, Dolphins over Pats, Broncos over Giants, Packers over Saints. That was one I really missed bad. And then, so those were my picks. And then I had Rams over the Bears, and then I did not pick the Raiders correctly. So the games I had wrong, like I said, Packers, Ravens, Bills, Titans, and Washington. So those were and of course the Falcons let me down like they do every single week. But guys, I want to name my NFL teams real quick. Like I said, 10-6 last week. These are my games this week. So I have Washington versus New York Giants. I'm going Washington. I got Cincinnati over Chicago. I'm going Cincy. Cleveland over Houston. LA Rams over Indy. Buffalo, Miami. So this is a tricky one. I'm going to go with Miami at home. So I'll take the Dolphins at home. I got New England over the Jets. Got San Francisco over Philly. I have Pittsburgh over Las Vegas Raiders. New Orleans over Carolina. Denver over Jacksonville. Minnesota over Arizona. Oh, I'm sorry. Arizona over Minnesota. Tampa Bay over Atlanta. and LA Chargers over Dallas. And then we got 3 more games, guys. Tennessee, Seattle. I'm going to go with Seattle with this one because they're at home. This was a tough choice for me, but ended up going with the home team. Kansas City, Baltimore. I'm rolling with the Chiefs. And Detroit, Green Bay. I am rolling with Aaron Rodgers on this one. So, those are my picks this week, guys, for college and the NFL. You know, Tua, they keep saying Tua sucks, but he just goes out there and keeps winning. No chance Miami beating Buffalo. They said the same thing last week with Pittsburgh beating Buffalo. So we'll see what happens, Glenn. That's my upset of the week. We'll see what happens, guys. So thank you so much for watching Kicking It with Crowder tonight. Be sure to check out my page. Be sure to like my page. Be sure to check out my picks as well, guys. And thank you, like I said, thank you to all my sponsors, Greer Home Solutions, Ivy Sports Park Bar and Grill, Crazy Daisy Incorporated by Kim Jordan, and F&M Cigars. So all 4 of those guys, all my sponsors, thank you guys so much for sponsoring me. I appreciate y'all so much. And be sure to check out their Facebook pages as well. And until next week, guys. And then tomorrow, if you're in Columbus, tomorrow night we're going to be at the Ivy Sports Park Bar and Grill. We're going to be doing some trivia from 7 to 9. So I'll do a version of my show followed by trivia tomorrow, guys. So be sure to check that out tomorrow night, guys. Thank y'all so much. I'm out.